Okay, so we talked about some elements of this seem like Russia is pushing to take Ukraine and that they ultimately will be able to, and it's a matter of when, not if. That's the earlier story we did about Russia seizing its first major Ukrainian city, Kherson. We now have to talk about the numerous stories that have been published and videos that have been published, so we know that this is happening, of crying Russian soldiers surrendering all over Ukraine. And these are legitimate, believable stories. Business Insider. Some Russian troops are surrendering to Ukrainian forces without a fight as morale drops, U.S. defense official says. Some Russian troops have been surrendering to Ukrainian forces with no fight. The senior official said the Russian military appears to be risk averse. The official said among Russia's military are young draftees who have never faced combat. You've seen it on the ground where units are surrendering sometimes without a fight. And they've got a lot of these soldiers are conscripts, never been in combat before, some of whom we believe weren't even told they were going to be in combat. So we're just seeing evidence of a bit of risk aversion. Russia's troops also struggling with fuel and sustainment issues. And we talked about that on yesterday's bonus show. This convoy of tanks, which we will talk about again on today's bonus show, reportedly moving as slowly as 3 miles per day, partially because the troops have a lack of food and the tanks have a lack of gas. And if that's the case, obviously we would welcome that. That being said, this official says they will regroup, they will adjust, they will change their tactics. Another report, captured Russian soldier breaks down in tears after being humiliated by Ukrainians. A Russian soldier was filmed crying while being humiliated by Ukrainians as the war following Russia's invasion rages on. During the video, the soldier is seen sitting on some steps, sobbing with his face in his palms. At the same time, a few people standing in front of him are heard swearing in Ukrainian. Pictures and videos showing Russian soldiers captured by Ukraine have been posted all over the place. So how could both of these things be true? How could, on the one hand, Russia's forces be overwhelming and taking cities and by some indications, almost inevitably ultimately going to take over Ukraine? And yet there are soldiers crying. Well, it's because at the individual level, many of these soldiers are completely demoralized. And as the article says, some weren't told that they would be facing combat. Many have never faced combat, and all of a sudden they are there and they are just bailing. At the same time, the forces are so large, Russian military forces, that even if you've got hundreds of demoralized troops saying, what the hell am I doing here? I want to go home. Let me call my mom. There are enough to still continue overwhelming Ukrainian cities. There's one video here of, and there's examples of everything. This is a surrendered Russian soldier being treated well, being given food, being given drinks, and allowed to quite literally call mommy. And I'm not saying that in a pejorative way. I mean, we're talking about almost kids here who are just being sent in to fight a battle many of them don't want to fight and that very few people actually understand. Take a look at this.
Они не знают, куда едут. Они просто блукают тут. Вставайте, женщина, вставайте, весь Крым на ноги поднимайте.
Okay, and I understand that the audio alone, unless you speak Ukrainian and or Russian, is not super relevant, but there is an individual here believed to be a Russian soldier who is drinking what appears to be tea, being handed food, and Skyping with his mom, and being helped to do so by Ukrainians. And of course, this doesn't mean that there aren't examples of anything you can imagine taking place, but a very interesting moment. And the question increasingly is like, who really wants to be doing this? Are even the Russian forces who are not surrendering thrilled about this mission? And a lot of these videos kind of tell us a lot about not only what is going on. I mean, they say a lot about the Ukrainian people, and many, when Russian soldiers say, hey, you know what, I give up, I don't want to be here, I don't want to do this, they are treated well. But just about the dynamics on the ground. And it's heartbreaking, quite frankly, at the same time that such horrible things are being done at the top level by Putin and others. A lot of these soldiers, and this is not different than in the United States. I mean, you could say that the predatory nature of military recruiting in the U.S. also makes victims out of a lot of these young people, those who got sucked into the war in Iraq. And I mean, listen, it's not news to most people in our audience. there's a lot of victimhood here, real victimhood, and it is disturbing to see. And when these things take place like this, where everybody says, "Hey, you know what? None of us want this. Let's all sort of relate to each other as humans." Nice moments, although unfortunately they don't change the Russian policy, and Putin seems determined to keep going, at least for the time being. We have so much more on today's show. You can find me on Twitter at dpacman and let me know how long you think this is going to continue. We have so much more to discuss right after this short break.